like when you hear someone close to you has been diagnosed with cancer,
Yeah,
it's like a punch to the gut, isn't it?
it is.
And it feels like we're hearing those stories more and more these days.
Yeah, it does.
So we're gonna do a deep dive on this question. Are we really in a cancer epidemic?
Mhm.
We're gonna explore why cases seem to be rising and, more importantly, you know, what you can actually do about it.
Right?
So, what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Like, do you think we're in a cancer epidemic?
Well, it's a question a lot of people are asking, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Global cancer cases have practically doubled in the last 20 years.
Wow.
19.3 million new cases in 2020 alone.
That's a lot.
It's huge. And if you think about it, back in 2000, it was 10 million.
Oh, wow.
So that's a pretty significant jump
Yeah.
for men. Now, there's a 1 in 2 chance of getting a cancer diagnosis in your lifetime.
Oh, wow.
And for women, it's 1 in 3.
Okay, so those numbers are pretty scary.
Right. They are.
But I've also heard that it's not quite as simple as just saying, cancer is just way more common now.
Yeah.
What makes these stats tricky to interpret?
Well, there are a couple of things to consider.
Okay.
First of all, people are living longer.
Right.
And the longer you live,
Yeah.
the more opportunity there is for cells to make mistakes
Sure.
and potentially become cancerous.
Right.
Also, we have to consider that diagnostic tools have improved drastically.
Mm-hmm.
We're finding cancers a lot earlier than we used to
Okay.
and more accurately, which adds to the reported cases.
So it's not just that cancer is like, running rampant.
Right.
There are other factors that are influencing those big numbers.
Absolutely.
But it's still a huge problem, right?
Oh, absolutely.
What are some of the leading culprits in
Mhm.
this rise in cancer cases?
Well, I think we could break it down into a few main areas, and you'll see how it all kind of connects to your daily life.
Sure.
Let's start with the environment.
Okay.
Think about the increase in industrialization we've seen over the past few decades.
Right.
More air pollution,
Yeah.
pesticides on our food,
Mm-hmm.
plastics are everywhere,
Yeah, they are.
and even the water we drink contains these tiny microplastics.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
It is. It is.
It's unsettling to think about all these hidden threats,
It really is.
all around us.
And then there are heavy metals, which are another major issue.
Okay.
And then we have endocrine disruptors.
Right.
You've probably heard of those.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
They mess with your hormones
Yeah.
and can also increase cancer risk.
Wow.
And this is a big area where your personal choices
Okay.
can make a real difference.
So what we're putting in our bodies and what we're exposed to in the environment
Right.
plays a huge role.
It does.
What else? What else is at play here?
Well, our lifestyle choices,
Yeah, I feel like I'm always hearing about that, but
you are.
the science really backs it up, right?
It does. It does.
Being sedentary,
Yeah.
eating processed foods full of sugar, unhealthy fats and chemicals.
Yeah, all those things.
It all takes a toll, huh?
It does.
And of course, alcohol and tobacco are still major players in the cancer story.
Absolutely.
It's easy to fall into unhealthy habits,
Right.
especially with our busy lives.
Yeah.
But it sounds like those choices have real consequences.
They do.
What other factors contribute to this?
Well, you might have wondered why
Yeah.
some people in the same family get cancer while others don't,
Oh, yeah,
even with similar lifestyles.
definitely.
I bet a lot of people listening have thought about that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, genetics seems to play a part.
It does.
But there's got to be more to it than that, right?
There is. There is.
Yeah.
You're right. Genetics does play a role. Okay. But it's not the whole story.
So it's not just like a foregone conclusion.
No, not at all.
If you have the gene,
No.
doesn't mean you're going to get it.
No.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know.
Yeah, so think of it this way.
Okay.
Your DNA, that's like the blueprint for your body.
Okay.
And epigenetics are like the switches that control
Okay.
which parts of that blueprint are actually used.
Interesting.
So your choices in your environment
Yeah.
can actually flip those switches, influencing your cancer risk.
So two people with the same genetic predisposition for cancer
Right.
could have different risk levels based on their lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's really fascinating.
It is. It is.
And kind of empowering too in a way,
Absolutely.
because it's not just,
You have some control.
you have some control
Yeah.
even with your genes.
You do.
So our genes don't necessarily determine our destiny.
Right.
Okay, good. What about modern medical practices,
Mhm.
do they have any influence on the, increasing cancer rates?
It might sound a little counterintuitive,
Okay.
but some medical practices
Yeah.
might actually be adding to the problem.
Really? That's interesting.
It is. It is.
What kind of examples are we talking about here?
Well, for instance, overuse of antibiotics
Okay.
has led to widespread antibiotic resistance,
Right.
which makes infections a lot harder to treat.
Sure. Yeah.
And some hormonal therapies,
Okay.
like certain types of birth control,
Mm.
have been linked to a higher risk of specific cancers.
That's really interesting.
It's a complex issue.
Yeah.
No easy answers.
Sure. What about our exposure to technology? I mean, we're
Mhm.
surrounded by it constantly.
We are. We are. That's another piece of the puzzle.
Right.
Um, we're exposed to more radiation than ever before,
Mm.
from cell phones, X-rays, even some industrial equipment.
Okay.
Not all radiation is harmful, of course,
All right. Right.
but the long-term effects
Sure.
of that constant exposure
Yeah.
are still being studied.
Okay. So we've got toxins, lifestyle,
Right.
genetics, medical practices,
Yeah.
and technology
A lot.
all playing a part in this.
It is.
It feels kind of overwhelming, to be honest.
I can understand that.
Like, is there anything we can actually do to reduce our risk?
Well, the good news is you have more control
Okay.
than you might think.
Good.
And even small changes can have a big impact over time.
Okay. I like hearing that.
Good.
I like hearing that.
So let's start with diet.
Okay.
You don't have to become a health fanatic overnight,
Right.
but you can start by swapping those processed foods
Okay.
for whole organic options.
Sure.
And things like cruciferous veggies.
Oh, yeah.
Things like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Those are especially powerful because they contain compounds that can help your body detoxify carcinogens.
So they actually help get rid of the bad stuff.
They do.
Okay.
So load up on those
All right.
along with other veggies, fruits, nuts, lean protein.
Mm-hmm.
They're your allies in fighting inflammation,
Right.
which is linked to many types of cancer.
It seems like a healthy diet is good for so many reasons.
Absolutely.
And cancer prevention
Yeah,
sounds like it's high on that list.
it is.
What about reducing our exposure to those environmental toxins we talked about? That seems like a bigger challenge.
It can feel that way,
Yeah.
but there are things you can control.
Okay.
So whenever possible,
Yeah.
choose organic produce
Okay.
to reduce your pesticide exposure.
Makes sense.
Look for cleaning and personal care products that are labeled non-toxic
Right.
or eco-friendly.
Okay.
And those plastics we talked about.
Yeah.
Make the switch to reusable water bottles,
Sure.
food containers,
Right.
and try to ditch single-use plastics whenever you can.
It's amazing how many everyday products
Mm.
contain these potentially harmful chemicals.
It really is.
It really makes you want to start reading labels
Yeah,
more carefully.
absolutely.
What are some other proactive steps that we can take?
Routine screenings.
Okay.
Those are crucial
Right.
for catching cancer early,
Right.
which can be life-saving.
Makes sense.
So talk to your doctor
Yeah.
about regular checkups
Okay.
and whether or not genetic testing
Sure.
might be right for you,
Okay.
especially if cancer runs in your family.
And don't underestimate the power of getting moving.
It's so important.
Yeah, exercise is always good advice.
It is. Aim for at least 30 minutes most days of the week.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be intense.
Sure.
Walking, swimming, dancing, even gardening all count.
Okay. Good.
And don't forget about stress management.
Stress management is so important, but often overlooked.
It really is.
It really is.
Chronic stress weakens the immune system
Right.
and makes us more susceptible to disease,
Sure.
including cancer.
Yeah.
So find healthy ways to de-stress,
Okay.
whether it's exercise,
Yeah.
yoga, meditation,
Right.
spending time in nature,
Mm-hmm.
whatever works for you.
Okay.
These practices can contribute to a stronger immune system
Right.
and a healthier body overall.
So taking care of ourselves isn't selfish.
Yeah.
It's an investment in our health.
It is.
I like that.
It's essential
Yeah.
for a longer, healthier life.
And speaking of essential things,
Right.
let's not forget about sleep.
Yes, sleep is crucial.
Sleep is so crucial.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you sleep, your body repairs and regenerates.
Right.
Your brain processes information, consolidates memories.
Yeah.
Most adults need 7 to 8 hours
Wow. Okay.
quality sleep every night.
I don't know if I'm getting that much, but I'll try.
Set a regular sleep schedule.
Huh. Okay.
Create a relaxing bedtime routine. Make sure your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool.
Okay. Those are great tips.
Yeah.
So we can make a big difference with diet.
Right.
Reducing toxin exposure, managing stress,
Absolutely.
and getting enough sleep.
Yes.
But what about the things we can't control?
Hmm.
Like our genes.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And that's where this fascinating field of epigenetics comes in. You know, we can't change our genes,
Right.
but we can influence how they express themselves through our lifestyle choices.
So you're saying, like, we can stack the odds in our favor.
Yes.
Even if we have those, those genes.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good to know.
While we can't completely eliminate the risk of cancer,
Right.
we can reduce it by making healthy choices.
That's actually very empowering.
Yes.
It gives you a sense of agency, especially when you're, facing something as scary as cancer.
I agree. And research is constantly evolving.
Right.
And we're learning more and more about cancer prevention and treatment all the time.
That's good. That's good to hear.
And there are incredibly promising advancements happening right now.
Okay, I'm really interested to hear about those advanced.
I'm going to dive into that after a quick break.
Okay, great.
All right.
So sounds good. Let's take a break, and we'll come back and talk about those new advancements in cancer research.
Sounds good. So we've been, exploring these really complex factors behind the rise of cancer,
right?
And how they touch every aspect of our lives, from the environment to our personal choices.
It can be a little overwhelming.
It can.
It can be a little overwhelming, honestly.
It really can.
It's easy to feel powerless when you hear about things like heavy metals in our water and microplastics in our food. It's like, do my healthy choices even matter?
I understand that feeling.
Yeah.
But I want to assure you that knowledge really is power.
Okay.
In this case.
All right.
By understanding the risks and the factors involved, you can make informed decisions to take control of your health.
Okay, so it's not about being perfect.
No.
It's about
It's not about being perfect. Being informed and making those healthy choices.
Yeah.
And remember,
right.
even small changes consistently applied can have a big impact over time.
So it's not about becoming a health guru overnight.
No, not at all.
It's about making sustainable changes that we can stick with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can you give us some examples of those like small but impactful changes?
Sure. Let's go back to diet.
Okay.
One simple change you can make is to make your plate as colorful as possible.
Okay.
Aim for at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables every day.
5? Seriously?
I know. You're probably
That's
thinking
a lot.
5. Seriously.
Yeah.
But it's easier than you think.
5 does seem like a lot, especially for people who maybe aren't used to eating that many fruits and veggies.
Yeah. But think about sneaking them in.
Okay.
Wherever you can.
All right.
So, toss some spinach into your morning smoothie. Add chopped bell peppers to your scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Or top your yogurt with a handful of berries.
Those are good ideas.
And make snacking work for you.
Okay.
Keep a bowl of fruit on the counter.
Yeah.
Pack baby carrots or cucumber slices for work.
Okay.
Or grab a handful of almonds or walnuts when hunger strikes.
So it's about making healthy choices convenient and accessible.
Exactly.
What about reducing our exposure to those environmental toxins we talked about?
Yeah. I mean, that can feel like a bigger hurdle, but there are things you can control. So whenever possible, choose organic produce to reduce your pesticide exposure.
Makes sense.
Look for cleaning and personal care products.
Yeah.
Labeled non-toxic or eco-friendly.
Okay.
And those plastics we talked about.
Right.
Make the switch to reusable water bottles and food containers.
Yeah.
And try to ditch single-use plastics.
Yeah.
Whenever you can.
It's eye-opening how many everyday products contain these potentially harmful chemicals.
It is.
Makes you really want to start reading labels carefully.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about stress management?
Oh, stress management is crucial.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's stressed these days.
I know. Chronic stress, though, it weakens the immune system.
Right.
Makes us more susceptible to disease.
Sure.
Including cancer.
Yeah.
So find healthy ways to de-stress.
Okay.
Whether it's exercise, yoga, meditation, spending time in nature, whatever works for you.
What kind of exercise do you recommend?
Oh, anything that gets you moving.
Oh.
Aim for at least 30 minutes most days of the week.
Right.
It doesn't have to be intense.
Okay, good.
Walking, swimming, dancing.
Yeah.
Even gardening. All counts.
Right.
And don't underestimate the power of nature. Even a short walk in a park.
Yeah.
Can do wonders for stress reduction.
So it's a good reminder that taking care of ourselves isn't selfish. It's not an investment in our health.
It is, exactly. Taking care of yourself is essential for a longer, healthier life.
Right. And speaking of essential things,
yes,
let's not forget about sleep.
Oh, sleep is so important.
Sleep is crucial.
It is. It is. When you sleep, your body repairs and regenerates.
Right.
Your brain processes information and consolidates memories.
Yeah, sleep is definitely when all the magic happens.
It is.
It is.
Most adults need 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every night.
I don't know if I'm getting that, but I'll try.
Set a regular sleep schedule.
Okay.
Create a relaxing bedtime routine. Make sure your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool.
Okay, so we can make a big difference with diet.
Absolutely.
Reducing toxin exposure, managing stress, and getting enough sleep.
Those are all big ones.
But what about those things we can't control?
Right.
Like our genes.
That's a great question, and that's where this fascinating field of epigenetics comes in. We can't change our genes.
Right.
But we can influence how they express themselves.
Okay.
Through our lifestyle choices.
So you're saying, like, we can stack the odds in our favor.
Exactly.
Even if we have those, those genes.
You can, absolutely.
Okay, that's good to know.
While we can't completely eliminate the risk of cancer, we can reduce it by making healthy choices.
That's actually very empowering,
It is.
It gives you a sense of agency, especially when you're, facing something as scary as cancer.
Absolutely. And remember, research is constantly evolving. We're learning more and more about cancer prevention and treatment all the time.
That's good. That's good to hear.
There are incredibly promising advancements happening right now.
Okay, I'm really interested to hear about those advancements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll dive into that right after.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So we'll be back to talk about those new advancements in cancer research. So before we wrap up, I'm really curious to hear about those promising advancements in cancer research you mentioned.
Yeah.
What's giving you hope for the future?
Oh, there's a lot to be excited about.
Okay.
One area that's showing incredible promise is immunotherapy.
Okay.
It's basically harnessing the power of your body's own immune system to fight cancer.
So instead of attacking the cancer directly, it's helping the immune system do its job.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's almost like giving your body's natural defenses a boost.
Exactly.
What else is on the horizon?
Another exciting area is precision medicine. And this involves using genetic testing to pinpoint the specific mutations driving a patient's cancer.
So with that information, doctors can tailor treatment plans to target those mutations directly.
You got it.
Okay.
And that makes the treatments more effective.
Right.
And less toxic.
So we're moving away from a one-size-fits-all approach to cancer treatment.
We are.
And towards a more individualized and targeted approach.
Exactly.
That has to be making a big difference for people.
It really is.
Yeah.
We're already seeing a significant impact on survival rates.
That's great.
And then there's gene editing.
Okay.
Which has the potential to completely revolutionize
how
we treat cancer.
Yeah.
Technologies like CRISPR allow scientists to make very precise edits to DNA sequences.
Wow.
So researchers are exploring ways to use CRISPR to correct the genetic mutations that could lead to cancer.
That's pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
CRISPR seems to be changing the game in so many areas of medicine.
Absolutely.
It's amazing to think that we might one day be able to edit out the genetic errors that lead to cancer.
It's a really exciting time to be in this field.
Yeah.
While these technologies are still relatively new.
Sure.
The potential they hold is enormous.
It's definitely inspiring to hear about all this progress.
Yeah.
It gives us hope that we can make a real difference in this fight against cancer.
And I do want to emphasize that while these research advancements are incredibly promising, prevention is still our most powerful tool.
Okay.
all those lifestyle choices we talked about, they really do matter.
It's a powerful reminder that we're not just passive bystanders in this fight.
We're not.
We have the power.
You have the power.
To make choices every day.
Absolutely.
That support our health and well-being.
You got it. Every healthy meal you choose. Every time you prioritize sleep.
Right.
Every walk you take. Every moment you manage your stress effectively. They all add up.
They do.
You're not just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your loved ones.
Yeah.
Your community. And for future generations.
That's a great point. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
You know, we started with those sobering statistics, explored the factors driving this cancer epidemic, and discussed those incredible advancements in research that offers so much hope.
It's exciting.
But most importantly, I think we talked about the steps we can all take.
Absolutely.
To protect ourselves and the people we care about.
It's been a pleasure diving into this topic with you.
Likewise.
And remember, knowledge is power.
Okay.
And taking action is key.
I like that.
So don't wait for someone else to solve this problem.
Right.
Start making those healthy choices today.
Yeah.
Together, we can create a healthier future for everyone.
Well, thank you for joining us on this journey into the cancer epidemic.
Of course.
We hope you leave feeling informed, empowered, and inspired to take action.
I hope so.
Remember to share this deep dive with your friends and family.
Absolutely.
Spreading awareness is the first step towards a healthier world.
It is.
Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay well.